So I'm gonna do a get ready with me, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So this is gonna be a story that happened to me, I'd say like 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. But basically I'm just gonna do my makeup and talk with you guys. And basically what had happened was I had went out with my friend. It's a guy at the time. We're gonna name him Mustang because he drove a Mustang. So I had went out with my friend Mustang, and I think we had went out to the casino, and we were having a good time. Everything was fine. And I feel like it was pretty late. I'd say we left at like 9:30, and then I ended up getting back to my house at around like I'd say maybe like around 9:30, right? So throughout this whole night, everything's perfect, nothing's weird, like everything's like what it's supposed to be. And I didn't think much of it. And like at the time, I'm living by myself. I'm doing my own thing, and we start heading back home, and to my house. He's gonna drop me off because I was in his car. So I get back to my house, and keep in mind my car is there at my house. So I don't know how this happened, but basically my car was there at my house. I was in his car. Everything was fine. We are on our way back, and we're just cruising. We have the windows down. We're going slow, just taking our time because there's not one worry in the world. We get back to the house. He drops me off, and I noticed that there is like a package, like a little gift bag in front of my door. And I was like, what is this? And so I'm like very confused. And so I said bye. Before I saw the package, little gift, I say bye to my friend, and he's about getting ready, turning the car back on and everything, because we had pulled up and we were there talking for a little bit. And I see this, and I'm like, what the heck? So I open it, and guys, I open it, and there is like a teddy bear in there, and there is a box of chocolates, like I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's called Ferrero Rocher. I don't know how to say it, but those like golden like chocolates with the little like, it looks like the little cupcake brown, like, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, well, it was a teddy bear, and it was those, and they were just in there, and I was so confused because I was like, did he like put those here, or like like what? And there was a receipt. And what's weird about the receipt is that whoever did this had purchased the stuff. It was from I think it was a Rite Aid or a CV. No, I think it was a Rite Aid. So they had purchased it from a Rite Aid. They dropped it off and left the receipt in there. And the receipt time was like 20 minutes before the time that it was on my phone. So I'm looking at my phone like, okay, it's 11:30, like 11:30 p.m. and I'm seeing the receipt, and it's like 11, like I'd say 17, almost 11:20, and it's dropped off at my house. And I'm like, what the hell? And at the time, those were my favorite chocolates. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, and so I like grab it, and I go walking back to his car, and I'm like, hey, like, did you leave this here? And he's just like, no, what is that? And we were both very confused. I showed it to him, and he didn't think much of it. He was just like, oh, well, I don't know, maybe one of your friends or something. I'm like, I don't have friends. Like, you're my only friend. Like, at the time, like, I was like, you're my only friend. Like, I don't know who would have done that, and who would know that those are my favorite chocolates. And I'm looking at the teddy bear, and the teddy bear smells like cologne, and I don't know whose cologne it is. I was just really confused about what was going on. And so I'm trying to text people at this point, and I'm like, I'm like doing the math, like who could have done this, So I call my mom and I'm like, hey, and I know it's kind of late, so I'm like, kind of, do I come? Do I not? Like, I don't know. So I'm just like, okay, let me call her because I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, I'm not trying to, I don't know, get kidnapped. I don't know. So my friend is kind of like Mustang. He was just like, dude, it's not that serious. It's just like, it's not a big deal. And I was like, I don't know. I think it's a big deal. You don't think it's a big deal, but I'm like, I live by myself. This is weird. It smells like a man's cologne. I don't even know whose cologne that is. And I'm thinking like, who could it have been? And he was just like, okay, well, it's getting late. I'm going to head out. And I'm just like, okay. And so I don't think much of it, right? Anyways, so yeah. So basically, I was like, okay. He's like, okay, bye. Like, it's not a big deal. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. Whatever. Like, we're going to let it be. So now at this point in time, I'm like, okay, bye. I grab the little gift bag and I'm like, okay, like, I'm just going to take it inside. Like, I don't really know what to do. And, he ends up leaving, which I don't know. I feel like maybe we should have opened my house first and like made sure everything was okay. But no, he ended up leaving. And so I'm already like kind of like, okay, this is weird. Like I feel kind of like, when you feel off and you're just like, I don't know. That's what I was feeling. So what I ended up doing was like, okay, I'm going to set my stuff down right here and I'm going to like look around first. And so my layout of my house used to be like, you'd open the door and you'd be looking right into the living room. Living room was here, dining area was here, and kitchen was here. So it was kind of like open floor plan. My bedroom was way over there. And then when you would come in the door and turn this way, I had a guest restroom, and then I had a spare room. And so I go in, I can basically see like the open floor plan, and I'm like, okay, this is clear. Like there's nowhere they can hide. Like, okay, we're good. So then I'm like, where's my dog? Which at the time, guys, I had a Great Dane. Like, he was huge. His name was Nico. He was like, I kid you not, like if he were still here and I showed you guys, like him standing, like his, I'm 5'2". His head was like to my chest right here, like standing up, like me standing up and him just on 4 paws. Like if he were to stand up on 2 feet, he was like huge. He was so tall. But he was really friendly. He was like, if anything, he was scared of people. Like people would be scared of him because they'd see him and be like, oh, that's a big dog. But then he was actually scared of you guys. So I'm like, where's my dog? Like, is he in the backyard? Because I did have a doggy door. So I'm like, okay, he must be in the backyard, or, there's a reasonable explanation for this. And so I'm like calling him like, Nico, like, where are you? And so I go open the door to my bedroom, and I'm like looking around, like being very cautious, and he's not in there. So I'm like, okay. And then I hear him bark. So I'm like, what? And so I turn and I go look, and he is inside the guest bathroom, which he never goes in there. Like there was no reason for him to be in there. And so I go open it, and I'm like, at this point I'm like shaking. I'm like, should I like open it? Like what if someone's in there with him? I'm just scared, right? And so I'm like, okay, just open it quick. Like it'll be fine. Like I don't know what I was thinking. So open it. My dog was locked like in there. He was like, the door was fully closed. And what's weird about this is that that bathroom door was like, when a door is not leveled properly. Okay, sorry guys, my light died. Okay, so what I was saying is like, what was weird about that door is, when a door is not leveled properly, so it's like very hard to open and close. Like it's almost like you gotta kind of drag it on the floor because it's not leveled properly. That's how that door was. So it's like, how did he manage to get into that restroom and close the door on himself? Like, I kid you not, my dog, he was so big, he barely fit in there. Like, there was no way he got himself in there and closed the door. Like, it just made no sense. So, I don't know, to this day, I don't know who did that. I can't tell you if someone put him in there, which I think that's what happened, because I was like, there is no way, he's never done that. Like, it was me and him in that house, and we lived in there for maybe like, I'd say 2 years. And in the 2 years that we lived there, he had never done anything like that. There was absolutely no reason for that to happen. But I immediately call my mom and my dad, and I'm like, I run out the house, by the way. And so I have like Nico with me outside, my dog. And at this point, like, Mustang's completely out the story because he already went home. I'm like, what am I going to do, call him? Like, no, let me call my parents, because my parents lived down the street at the time. And, okay, sorry. Yeah, so at the time, my parents lived down the street. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call my dad because there was someone in my house. Like, there's no way. Like, this is just too weird. There was no... Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention the most important part. This is why I feel like there was someone in the house. So, in the little bag, the gift bag with the teddy bear, with the receipt, on the receipt... Or was it on... No, it was... Sorry. I'm getting the story wrong because it was a while ago. The teddy bear was like about this size, and he had a little sticky note with that one emoji. Do you know the emoji of like the girl that's like this, like saying hi? They had printed that out, cut it out, and put it on a sticky note and stuck it on the teddy bear. And I found it like that. So, okay, and I remember. Okay, that makes sense now. That is why I flipped out, and I was like, what the hell? Like, who left this here? Like, what is going on here? Like, I was just so confused. Okay, so right, that happened. I call my dad and I'm like, you need to come. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm over here like terrified. I'm like, you need to get to my house now. I think someone was in my house. And he's just like, what are you talking about? He's like half asleep. But my dad, being my dad, right away like was like so confused. But he got up right away and he was like rushing his way to my house down the street. He gets there and he literally, my dad pulls up, and I don't know if he had brought a bat with him or what. He, like, as soon as he got there, he was like, get out the way, like, we're gonna figure out what happened here. And I was just like, okay, like, just be careful, like, I don't know if someone's in there. And I was thinking to myself as this is going on, like, dude, I don't know if someone was in there. What if they set up like a camera? Like, what if they're weirdos, or like, you know, I don't know. Because what scared me the most was the fact that they had left that that little emoji on the little sticky note and stuck it on the bear. So I was just like, what does this mean? Like, you know what it felt like? It felt like someone was kind of leaving me a note like, hey, like I see you, I'm watching you, kind of thing. And oh my god, I got so scared. So after my dad was in there, he checked everything, made sure no one was there. We looked around. Like, at this point, it's maybe like 12 a.m. So at this point, it's probably like 12 a.m. already, because this happened like at 11:30 p.m. And my dad was questioning, like, where were you? Like, why were you not here? Like, how'd you not know this happened? And I was telling him, like, Dad, like, I was out. I was at the casino. I was having a good time. I didn't know what was going on here. Like, I don't know. And he was like, no, it has to be like a friend or something, or, you know, there has to be a logical explanation for it. And I promise to this day, I still don't know who did that. I don't know, like, what the purpose of that was. I don't know who was trying to scare me. I don't know. Like, it was just, I couldn't tell you to this day. And for like a couple months after that, I was just so weird inside my house, because I felt like, dude, what if they like left a camera here, or like, I don't know. I was just so scared. But then I ended up moving out a couple months later, and of course I had to move all my belongings and everything and empty the house out. So I never ended up finding anything, like, you know how I was saying, like, I felt like there was maybe a camera or something. No, I ended up never finding that thing, and it never happened again. And I was just like so like mind blown, like, who the hell would do this? Why would they do this? Like, it made no sense to me, and I couldn't tell you to this day who did it. Alright, so I basically finished my makeup. This is the basic look of the day, just some regular makeup. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story time, and I really, like, to this day, I would like to know what had happened, but I don't have any more information to give on that. I never figured out who it was. I did take pictures of, like, the stuff, but it was a while ago, so I don't know if I still have them, but yeah, I feel like someone was in my house, and I don't know. So you guys be careful out there. Make sure to always keep your doors locked. Make sure to always be careful, especially if you're a woman living on your own. Even just like guys, women in general, you know what? Everyone be careful, because nowadays it's hard to be safe out there with so much going on, and like, you know, there's good people, but there's bad people out there also, and it's just good to be careful and be cautious, and you know, don't live in fear, live your life, but you know, just be careful out there. But yeah, that was my story time and my little get ready with me. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.